So Rachel, we know that the government has given a lot of incentives for property under Penjana, but there's very much targeted at the first homeowners, right? As far as I can see from all the packages. And the secondary market guys are not getting a lot of love for sure. So what are the challenges then for the secondary homeowners?
So for them, mostly is the down payment,
Right.
Because whether you buy it from primary market or secondary market, you need to pay 10%.
Right.
But normally at primary market, so a developer will give you the rebates, maybe like 5%.
And other goodies or whatever,
yes.
right?
So, but in secondary market, unless you actually have a prior arrangement with the seller, otherwise you just have to pay 10% solid cash for that. For let's say for in KL, a 500,000 house is not actually too expensive in a way, but
relatively.
Relatively, but that is 50,000 hard cash, and that excluding all the other things that you need to pay, like the legal fees, stamp duty, and all those, which is a lot.
Which actually adds up, right?
Yes.
So that's the main kind of thing. So you spoke to a lot of experts who have this view on the secondary market. I mean, what are they suggesting in terms of solutions? Because this is the secondary market. I think people perceive them as, they're people who already have money. They just want to make a profit, but it's not always the case, right? So what are the experts saying that the government could do or encourage, like the secondary market?
Okay, one of it is for the younger buyer. So the banks, especially, they can actually give the innovative financing packages, whereby because now they are younger, the salary is not that high. So at the beginning, for the first few years of the repayment years, they can actually put it in a way that for them to pay lower. And then the repayment amount will actually increase as the year goes.
So more staggered, for not like this is the one payment you pay for the entire life. Yeah. So as your salary goes up, the payments go up in quantum.
Yeah, because now it's like they give you an amount. So for the rest of your 30 years, the next 30 years, you actually pay that same amount. But what they are saying that they can actually pay a little bit lesser, and then you increase it over the years.
I know the property market in general has been, it's ground to a halt sometimes during the MCO. People are still doing like virtual showings and everything, but I think with a lot of worries of people losing their jobs and everything, nobody is really buying. But the secondary market, is it even more struggling compared to like the primary?
There's no data that actually show that.
Okay.
In fact, actually now, actually more people will prefer secondary markets.
All right.
And consultants actually expect the property in the secondary market to be more popular than the primary market for now, because firstly they can see it. When you buy a secondary market property, you can see exactly the location, exactly how it is, rather than off plan, or you see it from the show units.
Yeah, which means you could have some weird surprises, right, when you actually see the
yes. Maybe it's like much smaller than what you expected it to be or whatever. But for secondary market, you can actually see it, and then you can see the maintenance of the property in general, because a lot of issue right now is the maintenance and the upkeep of the buildings itself.
Okay. What other advantages is there in the secondary market? Are they cheaper, or they're not necessarily cheaper? Or?
Not necessary, and especially like some of the property might be overpriced by the seller, because they renovated the place, then they think they can charge a premium to it. But when you buy a secondary market, you can also see the facilities of the project itself, and also the amenities at the surrounding, like whether it's near to some places that schools,
a supermarket, or things like that.
So like some people, they say they don't want to, for example, they don't want to be too near to a market because there will be a lot of people, or too near to a school because there will be a jam, or too many traffic jam and all those things, too many people around.
For more on the stories, pick up a copy of The Edge Weekly at all good newsstands.